Hey, what's your actual name?
Who am I?
Jugs. Yeah. Or what do you want me to call you?
Yeah.
Hi, guys. Welcome to Grid Live. This is Andrew Linhart, and I got with me Jugs today. How's it going, Jugs?
What's going on, man?
Looks like we got a pretty nice AFC East matchup here tonight.
Yeah, it looks great, man. We've got one team looking like they're trying to get into playoffs, and one team trying to play spoiler with the Pats, and the Jets. Man, what do you think?
Do you think they're trying to play spoiler, or do you think they're just that bad this season?
You know, the roster on both these teams, they're not that bad. They're just seemingly like they just can't put it together and get a win out there. But we'll see. Both these teams are interested in roster wise.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the Patriots, they have a 1-9 record, but by all accounts, I mean, they've got a nice young quarterback. Their halfback situation, honestly, is probably their weakest positional group. But other than that, I mean, they got a really stout offense, and their defense isn't too shabby either. So the fact that they're 1-9 kind of blows my mind.
Yeah, we'll see what goes on with this team. This team is pretty much built for a run either next year or the year after. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, do you have any predictions for us for the evening?
Absolutely. I've got the same as Daddy Leagues where they predicted the Jets to win 27-20. I'm going with the same exact prediction here. Let's see what the Jets got in their first drive.
Well, if you look at the graph that just popped up there for us, you look down there. I'm Supa, so that's me. I'm going with the Jets. I really debated going with the upset. I'm not a big Jets fan, but then again, I'm not a big Pats fan either. So I kind of looked at the stats, looked at the rosters, and I wanted to call the upset. I really did, but I just don't see it happening. So I went Jets, and if I had to put a number on it, I would say it's probably going to be a pretty high scoring game in terms of points for the Jets. So I'm gonna go with a 31-17 score, but you never know. The Jets or Patriots could always surprise.
Yeah, the Patriots are an interesting bunch. They've got great players on that roster. Walter Dobbs is out there. There's a lot of good players on this team. Let's see if they can perform.
Yeah, do you think they're going to address that halfback position this offseason, though?
They absolutely have to. There's going to be some free agents out there. There's going to be some really good players, key players in the game that can really help a team adjust like the Patriots and make them a contender in that AFC East.
Absolutely. Well, it looks like out of our staff on the Grid Weekly team, 4 of the 6 went for the Jets, and only 2 went for the Patriot upset. So we're going to see if Star and Captain there can be correct in their attempts at calling the upset.
We'll see, but we all know Star's normally wrong.
Hey, you never know. Things can change, and it's Madden, so anything can happen.
Absolutely. I would like to see what happens today with the pass game of the Jets. It looks like they're going to be starting Tyrod Taylor, and Tyrod's had some accuracy issues this year. I would love to see him overcome that. Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins being the former starter for the Jets, he started off the season throwing a bunch of interceptions, so they had to get him out of here. And I'm looking at when it comes down to the Buffalo, you know, this team could actually win, even though they're 1-9. They could actually turn this game around, maybe throwing the ball with a few other guys. Just get the ball spread around. The Jets don't really have an answer for that.
Absolutely, and it looks like Patriots are going to start with the ball on offense. They do get the touchback there, so they're going to start out there on the 25-yard line. We're going to get to see what Walter Dobbs has right off the bat. Looks like they're going to come out.
Seeing Dobbs.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to come out in a run formation here, and they do hand the ball off to Derrick Henry, it looks like, and he doesn't really get much. Gets about 3 yards on the run. Pretty much stuffed up the middle there.
You need more out of Derrick Henry. He's averaging 6.8 yards per carry. He's got to do better.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
It's kind of funny to say he needs to be better when he's averaging that good of a run per carry, but, I understand that 100%. All right, back in the I form. Dobbs under center up there, and looks that going to flip it out to the drag route, and he's got some run room, but he's tripped up there. Cooks, I thought, had some run room there. That 96 speed just couldn't quite get away from that defensive back right there.
Yeah, speed doesn't always kill, guys. It's more about your gameplay now. You can't just come out here with speed guys and just tear us up anymore. The game is actually set a little different.
No, it's all about the pursuit on defense. You got good pursuit, and honestly, it makes up for a lot of the differential there in the speed category. All right, we got Dobbs back under center, and he's going to fake the handoff to Henry. It looks like he's going to flip it out to his fullback, or his tight end, excuse me, and gets about 4 yards on the play. And right now, it kind of seems like the Patriots are playing it safe. Nothing too crazy. They're just a little dink and dunk action, moving the ball slow and steady.
Yeah, and if you're trying to play spoiler, you can't come out playing safe. You got to come out here, you got to punch them in the mouth right away and show them that you mean business. You can't play safe.
I'm going to disagree with you there. I mean, if you're a 1-9 team, granted you don't have much to lose, but you don't want to come out and get embarrassed, especially against your division rival. So we got Dobbs back under center here. Looks like single back ace formation. It is a handoff to Henry, who's got tons of run room up to the 40, down to the 30, and it looks like he's going to get brought down. Oh, and he's brought down right there at about the 18-yard line. That was a great run and a great play call right there.
Yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing out of this. Walter Dobbs being a running quarterback, you got to watch him, and you got to watch the run game all around. They got Derrick Henry, they got Tremaine Hickman. These guys are pretty stout with the run game. Let's see what they do throughout this game, though. Stick with it.
Absolutely. Well, they're in the red zone, so are they guaranteed points here, or do you think the Jets could possibly choke? Or sorry, the Patriots could possibly choke.
The Patriots aren't really known for choking, so I'm going to go with them getting points.
All right, well, we got Dobbs back under center. He seems to like that there in that I form this time. You got to think they're going to stick to the ground game here. They just had some success with it, so that's what I'm thinking they're going to stick with. And instead they audible out, it looks like, and they are going to flip the ball. Got 2 receivers there in the same area. And he's brought down right there at the 1-yard line. So definitely moving the ball. And they're, like you said, they're playing aggressive, and they're moving the chains every play, basically.
Yeah, because if you run with it, man, these guys, they can be a problem. They can really start, making the other team play on their heels and make some problems for everybody,
All right, looks like a fullback dive right there, and it does get taken into the end zone for a touchdown. And that's an early lead right there for your Patriots. Pending a field goal here, we've got a nice 7-0 lead for the Patriots.
Now, will this be the only lead of the day for them? Are they going to be able to, keep this up, or are they going to give it up? Let's see what happens here. I love to see the Patriots run them up, and, just get in here and punch Buffalo right in the mouth.
It would be impressive, And right there, you just had one of those immature moments where the Jets was a little ticked off about the touchdown, so it ran into the kicker there and basically guaranteed a touchback right here. So you basically eliminated your chance to have a big play right there on that kickoff return.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Yeah, let's see what ends up happening. This team, they're all known for being a little rowdy bunch. Let's see if they can get their composure and play the game right.
Yeah. Hey, you're the Jets. You're down 7. You are the top team in this matchup right here. So you gotta be confident, and that's what I think is gonna be key for this Jets team, is to be confident. You're down right now, don't give up. So we got Tyrod there under center, does drop back. You got a couple crossing routes there, and he does hit Marquise Lee across the middle there for about an 11-yard gain.
Yeah, Marquise Lee is one of Tyrod's favorite targets here since he's been taking over at quarterback. Marquise only has about 400 yards on the season, but he's got 5 touchdowns. The guy's really been a playmaker for these Jets this season.
And that's what the Jets need. I think the past couple seasons that they've really lacked that playmaker. We got Tyrod back under center, one receiver out wide to the left. And looks like dropping back, and he's going to get sacked back there at the 25-yard line by Whitaker. And that's
What
not
was he
what you
waiting
need.
for? What was he waiting for?
I have
Get
no
rid of the
clue.
ball.
He had numerous
Get rid of
receivers
the
open
ball.
on that one. That was just a bad judgment call by Tyrod Taylor right there. And now you're facing a 2nd and 22. You've basically taken Sean Hamner, which is your key player, out of the game right now because you're not running on 2nd and 22.
Listen,
So-
has the Hammer got the ball yet? Come
Absolutely
on now.
not. And here we are. Tyrod dropped back, looking deep, looking real deep. Scrambles out to the right, and looks like he's just going to hopefully throw it. Oh, he doesn't throw it away, and in fact gets sacked once again. I apologize. I assumed he was
What
going
are
to throw it
they
away right
thinking,
there.
Tyrod? This is ridiculous. We know Tyrod can run. If you get him out the pocket, go ahead and take off. If you're not going to pass it, throw it away. Let's see something, of the nature of being calm and relaxed. I see these guys are waiting too much. Their left tackle's out of the game right now, Safarian Jenkins. And they got Douglas in there, and he's playing pretty good. They need to take advantage of that. This guy can back him up and be good. Let's see something good out of this.
Yeah, we're looking at 3rd and 28 right here, and we've had back-to-back just poor reads by the quarterback, and honestly, he's looking deep, and right now the underneath is what's open, not the deep routes. But now he has to look deep. So, comes out, and once again, he is looking deep, scrambles out to the right just a little bit, and he is going to get sacked once again back at the 6-yard line. So that's back-to-back sacks. We just had a turkey. Little bowling
That
reference
is
there for
rough. Oh, my goodness. Listen, the Patriots defense is stout, okay? They've got Sue. They've got returning Chandler Jones. Chandler Jones actually came in via Dana White. They brokered his deal back to the Patriots. And, it's crazy how many times we're going to see a sack. And here goes Cooks. He's going to make some moves here.
you. Yeah. Coach just had an amazing kickoff or punt return, but it actually wasn't that good. It was just that bad of a punt. I mean, the punt was caught at like the 46-yard line. So here the Jets are making no progress on the field, having poor punts, and playing poor defense. So right now the Patriots are in the position to take a 2-possession lead in the first quarter.
And that'll be almost a death sentence for these Jets. They're not very good when it comes to scoring. They're not very good when it comes to defending. I don't know if they're very good at all, but this roster is better than they're playing.
Right, and right there, Walter Dobbs, who's now 4 for 4, by the way, just flipped a nice little 10, 11-yard gain right there to Ryan Switzer, former Dallas Cowboy. And now the Patriots are looking at a 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. So at this point, you're pretty much guaranteed 3 pending a turnover. So the Jets have to do something, and they have to do it fast. So we got Dobbs under center.
They got to get to Henry.
Yeah, we got to get to Henry right here. That's what's got to happen. Taking his time, does hand it off to Henry, who goes up the middle, runs into a giant cluster of green uniforms, and gets brought down to the 2-yard line. And it looks like we do have an injury on the play. I'm not sure who that is. We'll hopefully get an update here in just a second. Looks like it might be Henry.
Who's hurt. That if Henry's hurt, this
up.
team has another running back, but I don't know if they can win without him.
All right, so we were 2nd and goal, and Henry is still in, so that wasn't Henry for sure. All right, we got wide receiver in motion. And once again, Henry's going to see the handoff, and he runs directly into that defensive line. And right now, the Jets are doing what they need to do, and they're getting the stop when they need it.
I wonder when they're going to use their change of pace guy and Hickman dude than Henry is, and he's got him a touchdown on the season. Let's see if he gets the rock here.
One thing I'm interested to see, and if you look at the stat sheet, Walter Dobbs actually has over 250 rushing yards himself. And so far, we haven't seen any of the Dobbs scrambles. So I'm interested to see if we see that and when we see that.
Oh, for sure. We're going to see Walter Dobbs looking like Willie Beeman out there, scrambling and throwing some dimes. Walter Dobbs is not a bum. He's definitely better than he's been playing this season.
All right, and they do hand it off to their change of pace back. They must have been listening to you, but they get brought down right there at the 1-yard line, and that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter, and they're going to have to settle for a field goal. So if you're the Jets, you made a bad situation better. If you're the Patriots, you need to hold on to this lead.
And they can. Neither one of these teams are really known for their scoring, but neither one of these teams are really known for their defensive prowess. We'll see what they do when it comes down to defense over there for the Patriots. Maybe they, end up blowing the gasket, but I think that the Jets still have a shot of winning this game. Oh, that was Darius Slay. Oh, I don't think they're bringing him back.
That could be a huge play or a huge injury right there for the Jets if they can't bring him back.
Listen, the Slaymaker came over. That's a huge injury for them, even though they do have some beast at corner.
Absolutely. And if you look at the Jets' last drive they had, basically it was back-to-back-to-back sacks, and every single one of them he was looking for that deep pass across the middle of the field, and every single one of them, that's not what was open. He needs to look underneath and not be afraid to take those short gains and eventually open up the downfield.
I'd like to see him run some quick slants here or something, get guys some short, catches and see what they can do.
Absolutely. Instead, we see a handoff to Hamner, who looks like he might have had a little bit of a hole on the inside, but instead he runs it outside and gets brought down after just a 1-yard gain.
You can't force the outside run. He's one of the best running backs talent-wise that we have in the grid here, and I just want to see him get a fair shot at this. Don't force the outside run.
Now, it seems like those speedy guys, they like to try to get outside that tackle and try to just use the open field to their advantage, which is a great strategy, but it's not the only strategy. So, here we are back in that single back tight slots. Hammer's going to go out to the right this time. And Tyrod Taylor scrambling right, and he is going to use his legs a little bit and manage to get up to 30.
They had the tight end wide open.
That they did. I am not impressed right now with Tyrod Taylor's ability to read the field. I think he's missing a lot of underneath routes that are getting open, and then the slower, late developing routes, he's missing those as well.
Tyrod's looking for the splash play. He's trying to impress us. Tyrod needs to take a chill pill and drop the dime. Okay, he needs to really just relax. He's got to relax.
Absolutely. Okay, so here we are. Once again, real compact formations for the Jets. They're not spreading anybody out wide. They're not trying anything crazy. And as I say that, they do make an audible to stretch out wide a little bit. Play clock's going to be in trouble there, but they do manage to get it off and flip it real quick to the tight end Rudolph, who cannot bring it down. And that's going to end up in a 4th down and another punt.
We got another injury
for the Jets. And yes, we do have an injury. I'm not sure who that was on, so we'll get you updated on that as soon as we can. Let's hope we have a better punt this time.
That was to me, that's a ridiculous pass. That was way too quick of a toss.
Absolutely. He didn't even make a read. It was basically a predetermined read. He snapped the ball and knew exactly where he wanted to go. Cooks with the return there doesn't quite have the same return. But once again, the Patriots are doing what they need to do. And it looked like that was Dominic
Was that Sue?
Looks like it was Sue. So that could be another difference maker down the road. So let's kind of watch.
These injuries are going to change the game for us today. I think the injury bug might bite both these teams. It's not like it really makes too much of a difference for the Patriots. They're out of the playoffs right now, but it's going to hurt the Jets if they win this game and they come out with injuries.
Dobbs does manage to just barely get off that halfback screen. Gets it up there and almost gets the first down. Stopped just a little bit short there. It's going to bring up a 2nd and inches. But one stat line you want to look at right now is that 5 for 5 passing by Dobbs. He's not trying to be aggressive. He's trying to take the open route. And that's what Tyrod Taylor needs to be doing. So I hope he's taking notes over there on the sideline right now.
Well, Walter Dobbs, he knows he's got to watch it. I mean, he's a 60% completion guy. He's throwing 14 touchdowns for 17 interceptions. He knows he has to play a little bit calmer of a game in order to be more effective.
And there we had a real slow developing counter run to Derrick Henry, which that was extremely slow, but it actually did work out, and they did manage to get up there across the 49-yard line and get the first down. So it's going to bring up 1st and 10 from the 49 line for the Patriots.
That was good block because that was the slowest developing play I've seen in a long time.
Absolutely. And here we are with a fake end around, and he's got some guys wide open on the right, and instead he just overthrows Derrick Henry. And not really sure what he was doing or what he was seeing there. I don't mind the play call there, but you got to flip that. You got to flip that out to Derrick Henry faster than that because you had an easy 5 or 6 yard gain at least.
Yeah, and I'm surprised Hickman wasn't there for that one because then you get him the ball. He's a lot faster than Henry, and we see something. He might be on the shift team. He might shake him up a little bit. We know Henry's not known for his hands.
Absolutely. We got three wide receivers out wide to the right. Derrick Henry in the backfield, Ertz over there on the left. And it looks like we are definitely going to see a pass here. Dobbs assessing the field, flips it over to Brandon Cooks, who takes it down to the other side of the field to about the 45-yard line. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 4. And
I think he could have gave that to Cooks a little earlier, and he might even got a lot more yards on that.
Absolutely. Across the middle of the field there, I think Cooks might have been able to turn up field versus when he caught it there, he basically got hit at completion. So here we are with nice bunch formation on the left. Derrick Henry back there with him. Walter Dobbs has all day and has his tight end deep across the seam, or down the seam route there, but he drops it on the contact. That's rough right there, because that basically takes you
drop it like it's hot. He's not good with that, man. His hands are not that level. You got to know your personnel.
Right. I mean, you catch that, you're in the red zone, you're going to score. But now we're punting and punted into the end zone. So that's definitely going to bring it out to the 20-yard line. And if you're the Jets, you need to capitalize right here. And you need to make smart reads. Look for those underneath, those short routes. Build some confidence with your quarterback right now.
Absolutely. I definitely agree. You know, I think a big factor on that last drop was the safety over there. The safety scared him and made him have the stone hand syndrome.
All right, back out here. Going to hand it off to Dobbs first play. Or not Dobbs, sorry. Hammer's got some running room, and he takes it all the way down up there to the 33-yard line. And that is the first time that we've seen any sign of life for Sean Hamner.
If I'm the Patriots, I'm just looking for outside run. It seems like they're not utilizing the fact that Hamner is also known as the Hammer, and he will run you over. If they send him up the middle, he might have some more space there too.
I mean, they've got to, because if you just sit there and pound runs outside, the defense is going to adjust to that. You've got to mix up what you're doing and keep that defense on their toes. All right, we got Dunn in motion over there. Tyrod Taylor steps back, and he does take the underneath route and doesn't make smart choices. Only gets down to the 41. If he would have taken it on the outside right there, I think he had some more run room, but instead he kind of runs into his own guy.
Yeah, it looks like both teams are just having issues making good decisions today. This is ridiculous right now.
Absolutely. And I think that's just a sign of inexperience and just the age of the wide receiver Dunn there. Hamner with the handoff and a missed tackle by the Patriots, which allows Hamner to get up there and get the first down. That was just poor tackling right there from the Patriots defensive line. Or linebacker.
Absolutely. I think that was Chandler Jones missing that one. Maybe he might have hit the sauce a little too hard last night. Maybe, who knows. Feeding Hamner, he's the beast. He's the man. If you want to win, give him the ball.
Absolutely, but I do like what I've seen so far from the Jets this drive. Tyrod Taylor seems to be a little more poised back there in the pocket. He's making a little smarter reads, and the Jets are moving the ball. So Tyrod Taylor drops back. He's assessing. He throws just a terrible pass, but I do think we're going to have a defensive pass interference. And we do on Damar Hale.
Get your hands off me is what he's saying. Get your hands off me. They're trying to play a little too rough out there.
Yeah, but the Jets caught a break there because that was not a good pass. It was thrown basically into coverage. The man coverage right there kind of got clustered up on that left side, and honestly, it just wasn't a smart read. So the Jets got lucky right there. Coming out in shotgun formation, got Hamner in the backfield. And it looks like we're going to see a pass right here. Across the middle of the field, he senses Lee's going to get open, and all the way down to the 21-yard line, and we are looking good if you're the Jets fan right now.
Yeah, the Jets are definitely throwing some dimes out there right now. Cousins is over there. He thought he was going to get a shot to get in this game. Tyrod's not trying to give up that spot.
Absolutely not. You know, he kind of sat on that sideline. Maybe he had to watch Dobbs a little bit. Maybe he had to listen to the coaching staff. Hey, maybe Kirk Cousins gave him some tips. You never know. But regardless, Tyrod Taylor looks much better, much more in control of things out there, and it's paying off for the Jets. Comes out in a bunch there to the left with Dunn over there on the right by himself. Hands it off to Hamner, who's got some run room, but kind of hesitates a little bit and gets brought down at the line of scrimmage.
Hamner's one of the most explosive guys we got in this league. You got to get that man the ball some more, get him in better space.
Yeah, and so far, you know, maybe they're making these play calls and they're not adjusting or something, because so far the runs that I've seen have been against loaded boxes, and if you're a team that's going to run the ball, it's not a good choice. So we got Dunn in motion on the left side. Another handoff to Hamner, who's got a little bit of run room, but gets brought down right there at about the 19-yard line. So 3rd and 8. back-to-back runs. If you're the defense right now, you got to be thinking pass right here, right?
Definitely. The defense better they better gear up for a pass, and they know that Tyrod's inaccurate, and he may just throw one to you.
And the beauty is, he hasn't been successful deep, so you know he's going short. So we got a split back there in the backfield. Tyrod dropped back, and he is going to make a horrible pass to Lee there across the middle of the field, and that's going to bring up 4th down and force a field goal. So is that a win or is that a loss? At least they got points.
You know what? That's actually a win for the Jets right there, because that should have either been an interception or something, because that was just a really bad pass. I think Tyrod might have to hit the bench if I'm the coach. But that's because Kirk Cousins doesn't have the arm strength. They probably rather have Tyrod in the game.
Yeah, it's a catch-22. I mean, you got Kirk Cousins sitting on the bench. You got a noodle for an arm, but he has the brains to be out there. And then you got Tyrod, who's got speed and has a little stronger arm, but his football IQ right now is not looking so pretty. We had Brandon Cooks there with a pretty nice return out to the 33-yard line, and it's going to give the New England Patriots a chance to score before halftime with 3 full timeouts.
Watch for Brandon Cooks. Hey, watch for Brandon Cooks this drive. I think Brandon Cooks is going to get lit today, y'all. I think that this man might actually break one if they're looking for him. He's been waiting all game, and I think he might get something.
Well, the thing is, if you look at Brandon Cooks and you look at the speed that he has, and then if you look at that Jets secondary, there's nobody in that Jets secondary that's going to keep up with Brandon Cooks. So they just got to trust. They just need to trust Brandon Cooks. Give him a shot. So we got Dobbs back there in shotgun formation. Derrick Henry to his right. Ball is snapped, and he looks a little quick pump fake to the right, and scrambles left or right. And he's going to take off with his legs. Get out down to the 50. He's got some good blocking in front of him. Down to about the 45-yard line. 41.
Walter's a beast, man. He's a fast dude. I mean,
I like it.
With the Virginia Tech.
So far, I'm liking what I'm seeing out of this Walter Dobbs guy.
Yeah, he's a product out of Wisconsin, man. He actually ran some drills with J.J. Watt, and he chased him around along practice time, man. Walter Dobbs a beast.
All right, so we got good old Dobbs back there. We got Derrick Henry to his left this time. And do you think we're going to see a run here?
I would. I for sure would.
And instead to go for the pass, Dobbs dropping back. He's going to scramble to the left a little bit. He's got nobody open. He tries to force a pass and almost throws an interception, which would have been devastating.
Why not just run with Dobbs? Just run. The guy's too fast. Okay, he's part of the shift team. I've seen Dobbs make people miss. Get that man in space, and let's see some moves here.
Hey, he's wearing that number 7, so he's got to represent that Vic.
Exactly. We don't even allow him to have dogs. He's so similar to Mike Vick.
All right, so we got a 2nd and 10 out here, and if you're the New England Patriots, so far we haven't seen much out of Cooks, and you got to bust him open, let him free a little bit. So we got a bunch formation to the left there, Derrick Henry to the right, ball snap. Dobbs dropping back, assessing the field. And it looks like he is going to go deep. Throws it into coverage though, and it is knocked down.
No. Oh, come on! You got to look for your other playmakers, man. You got Switzer, you got Cooper Kupp out here. These guys are not just out here just to be running routes for nothing. Evolve. That's what you need.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the play call right there. You have some time on the clock, so be smart. Don't take a shot at the end zone or a deep shot right now. Got Cooks there in the slot. Let's see if they're going to use him. And he is actually going to be, does manage to get the ball out before the sack, but that's going to force a 4th down. And honestly, that might give the Jets a little bit of time to score before halftime.
Man. There's some life here. This is an opportunity now with the Jets. That's one of the first times all day where the rush wasn't delayed, and these guys actually got there in a reasonable amount of time. So if they can keep that up all game, this game can be ugly for Walter Dobbs.
All right, and the punt goes into the end zone, so the Jets are going to get start with the ball on the 20-yard line, and they as well have 3 full timeouts. So anything could happen right here.
I don't know though, man. The Jets are not that good on offense.
Hey, Hamner needs to be a playmaker right here. He needs to show them why he's nicknamed the Hammer and make something happen. All right, shotgun formation.
You got to run it with him.
We got 3 out to the right, 1 out to the left. And Tyrod dropping back, and he's got a little bit of time, flips it, and just makes an absolutely terrible pass. Overthrows his tight end, who actually was wide open for a nice gain. but instead of
He was
facing
wide,
a
man.
2nd and 2.
He didn't plant his
10.
feet. He just rushed the pass. This is how you become a benched guy here in the grid. This is how you become the guy who used to be good. You can't be that guy throwing those passes.
I think if you're the Jets coaching staff right now, if this drive right here doesn't at least produce something positive, Kirk Cousins is my starting quarterback next half. Tyrod Taylor drops back, trying to make some reads, dropping way back, and finally decides to chuck it, and that's not a good-looking pass at all. And once again, Tyrod Taylor has shown that just lack of being able to read the field. And now we see a 3rd and 10. And if I'm the New England Jets, I might come out and just kneel this, or I don't even know. I mean, it's not looking pretty
call
right
me
now.
Joe Button with this. Call me Joe Button with this. I'm a hate y'all right now. Tyrod needs to go. That was terrible. He missed 2-3 open looks on that pass. He could have had a good play.
All right. Coming out here in a nice little tight formation there, I form. And it is handed off to Hamner, who's got the wide open middle of the field, but runs into the... it's just, oh my gosh. And here we are with the 4th and 1. He had plenty of field right there. And
he had a lot of field. That's bad usering right there, because honestly, I know that the Hammer's part of the shift team. He could have left him in the dust and gone ahead all the way to the touchdown. That man's mean.
Yeah, you just had to make 1 or 2 safeties miss, and boom, you're gone, off to the races. But now you're punting back to the Patriots, who are going to try to make something happen quickly with Brandon Cooks.
I think Cooks is going to take one of these things back today. Cooks is one of those guys who's super electric and can make a play out of nothing. I think today he's going to take one back for us.
I think you will, but right now I think we're going to see the Patriots come out, and they're just going to kneel the ball. And they're going to chalk this down as a win. This is the first half that they're going to count as a win for their team. And if you're the Jets, You're going to go into that locker room and you're going to figure some things out. And I think the main thing you need to figure out is that Kirk Cousins is your starting quarterback in the second half.
I mean, the coaches got to step up and be like, hey, guys, they're 1-9. They're 1-9. And they're coming in here into our house, playing us, beating us to the punch. Running us, that's not acceptable. That's not acceptable. Somebody got to go.
Now, I mean, both teams are out of the playoff race pretty much. 4-6, 1-9. So you're playing for pride, but at least play for pride. And right now, if you're the Jets, it's not pretty.
I'm not saying the Jets are out of it. Buffalo's at the top of that division. They're not that impressive. I mean, they've got 6 or 7 wins. This team isn't that far out of it. They can end up 8-8 and be in a playoff rush if they just keep playing. They're looking sorry. They're looking lackadaisical.
And they've got to make the tough choices, and letting Tyrod play that full half and then letting him come back out here on the field right now, it's not the right decision. So we'll see what happens. We got Tyrod under center. Does drop back, makes a couple of reads. He's got plenty of receivers across the middle, and he does hit Rudolph.
That's what I'm talking about.
He's going to get brought down because Rudolph's a little bit on the slow side, but gets all the way across the field to the 47-yard line. And that is a great start for the New York Jets.
Kyle Rudolph has been a sure-handed guy for this team. He doesn't get many passes thrown his way, but he's around 300 yards on the season. No touchdowns. Let's see if they get one for him this game. Tyrod should look for him more often.
You know, I know it may not be the largest need in the world, but if I'm the Jets, I might be looking for a new tight end because I'm not sure if there's many out there that are slow as Kyle Rudolph right there.
You got a point.
We got Tyrod under center here. Let's see if they're going to use Hamner. We got Williams in motion, and it is a toss to Hamner after the left. And he's got tons of running room, but he runs into his own offensive line and is brought down for no gain.
Listen, if I was in control of this Jets team, Hamner, even if we could lose every game, but Hamner's getting 3 attempts, okay? The guy's great, but that right there showed a horrible lack of awareness. He might have been on the sauce a little bit with Chandler Jones. I heard they're good friends. We're going to have to check that out. That's a failed drug test.
That's something. I'm not sure what, but it's bad when you run into your own offensive line on a toss. That's rough. All right, so coming out in shotgun right here, we got 2 out to the left, 1 out to the right. Once again, see a little motion. Ball is snapped, and he's got tons of underneath routes, and he does hit Dunn for a nice little 10-yard gain. Oh, he's still on his feet. Takes it down to the 29-yard line. And this Jets offense right now is looking impressive.
The Jets are looking, let's not say impressive. They're playing a bad defense. It's a bad defense right now. But they definitely are moving the ball, which we haven't seen much of that from either team this game.
Hey, compared to the first half, it's impressive. So we got a nice little back out here in shotgun. We got Hamner and Rudolph both in the backfield. Let's see if we can utilize one of those out of the backfield. Tyrod's got plenty of time back there in the pocket. Plenty. And eventually hits Rudolph across the middle of the field. He takes it all the way down to the 5-yard line, about the 6. And we see a 1st and goal for the New York Jets.
Listen, Kyle Rudolph is a star right now. Rudolph looking like he's the one. I mean, I know he's slow.
Hey, slow and steady wins the race sometimes.
Absolutely.
So, 1st and 6 right here. 1st and goal from the 6 for the Jets. And you got to give Hamner the ball right here if you're smart. I mean, they're loading the box. Take something outside right here. And instead they do hand it to Hamner, and they do try to squirt it outside, but it doesn't really work as they're brought in right there at the line of scrimmage.
There's nothing
so
there.
2nd and goal.
The Jets have ran to the same side all game. This is not going to work out for you.
Now, if you're Tyrod Taylor there and you see that safety creep down like he did right before you snapped the ball, you got to think twice about handing that ball off right there.
Exactly, especially when that safety is Cam Chancellor. Oh,
right.
Not Cam Chancellor. That's safety plays like Cam Chancellor. Sorry.
No. Regardless, doesn't matter who the safety is. That's just one more person in the box. One more person that's going to go unblocked. So you got Tyrod under center who's making some quick adjustments right here real quick. 2nd and goal from the 6. And he's taking all day back there. Got to watch that play clock. Does snap it. And he is going to flip the ball right there to number 10, Mike Williams, for the touchdown. And hey.
Mike Williams made it. That man's a beast. I mean, he's a big dude out of 6'3", 6'4", out of Clemson. That man's a beast.
He is a monster. He refused to re-sign with the Chargers last season, and the Chargers decided to let him walk instead of franchise tagging him. And right now the Jets are probably pretty happy about that decision.
Yeah, and I was actually happy to see him leave the AFC West. That guy's pretty big. That's his 3rd touchdown on the league on the season right now. He's got 550 yards on the season as well. We'll see more out of him this year.
So if you're the Patriots right here, what do? Do you play safe or do you come back out and go aggressive?
Listen, I'm playing aggressive. You got to keep this team on their heels. You started off hot. You cannot let them just come out here and turn the tables on you.
See, I think you got to do what you were doing before. It was working. It wasn't necessarily aggressive, and it wasn't necessarily overly conservative. It was just smart play calling, taking the open man, and not forcing anything. But I do have to say, I really want to see Brandon Cooks take at least one shot to Brandon Cooks this half.
Yeah, give Brandon Cooks a shot. Give Walter Dobbs a couple of rollout plays. Let him get his legs involved. Maybe you get something out of this.
All right, we do have Cooks by himself over on the left. Dobbs making one quick adjustment. And he's dropped back. He's got all day back there, and he flips it out to his halfback, who fights and gets about 5 more yards up to the 39-yard line. And Dobbs decides to call a little hurry up. And
they're going to hurry it up. They're going to
scrimmage real fast. Stay in that same formation.
Let's see if they keep that same energy. Give it to Hickman.
And they do have Hickman in motion out to the right. And he's going to take a shot toward Cooks, but terrible read and almost picked off by the New York Jets.
Walter Dobbs, man, you just can't force that in there. The safety was there. It was double coverage.
That was one of those plays where he saw one-on-one coverage on the left, and I think he made up his mind he was going to Brandon Cooks before the ball was snapped. And you can't do that in this game.
100%.
You just can't do that. You have to make the smart read, not make that predetermined read.
Exactly, and this just shows you why this team has such issues on offense. You know, Walter Dobbs having 17 interceptions, that should have been 18 right there. Team has to get it together. I know they're playing more conservative, but they just got to run it. They may have to just put a couple play-action plays in there. Just throw something in there. Spice it up a little bit on offense.
All right, we got Dobbs back under center out here with Derrick Henry in the backfield this time. Let's see if Henry gets a little bit of action. He does not. Dobbs is stepping back and flips it over real quick to his tight end, who managed to get up there across that 1st down marker for about 11 yards. So
they knew somebody didn't know. That was a nice play.
I liked it.
Nice play.
I do have to say, though, I feel like that was another predetermined read, and I don't like those. It worked out for him there, but I think overall that's not a smart choice. All right, we got Dobbs back under center, Henry in the backfield, and it's a fake wide receiver screen handed off to Henry, who's got tons of run room, and shoves his way across.
Henry's trucking.
Another 11-yard gain all the way down to the other side of the field to the 40-yard line. And the Jets are trucking right now.
If you're the safety there, you got to know that Henry's not on the shift team. And you got to just get that man, grab a leg, and
get him down. I mean, Henry's going to run you over. He's not going left. He's not going right. He's going right at you. All right, we got a nice little jumbo formation right here. And it is a fake handoff. And Dobbs, with the elusiveness, gets away from that and out to the right side and slides down right there at the 30. And I thought for sure that was a sack, but Dobbs uses those legs and makes some magic happen.
Dobbs almost died right there. If the corner would have just laid it in on him, he would have dropped the ball. We'd have seen a fumble. He's got to be more careful.
He does, but hey, you know what? It worked for him. And here we see a 2nd and 1. And if you are the New England Patriots, you are doing what you need to be doing. So we got Dobbs under center here again. Henry in the backfield. Fullback in front of him. Are we going to see another run right here?
I'm thinking they're going to throw it. I just feel like Walter Dobbs throws a lot of balls, especially he might throw it to the defense here. Actually, watch out.
It's a fake counter right there, and he is going to look to toss the ball, but he doesn't see anybody open. Flips it real quick, right into coverage, right into Darius Slay's hands. Who's got tons of run room.
What I say,
Ken Dobbs
the Slaymaker.
He cannot. And this, as you say, the Slaymaker's got tons of green in front of him, but is brought down by the fullback.
Fullback. What?
That
hey,
is.
Hey. That's a failed drug test. That's a failed drug test. No fullbacks that fast. Okay. That's a failed drug test.
Darius Slay is getting up there in age a little bit, so you never know, I guess. But the biggest takeaway from that is Tyrod Taylor choked.
Absolutely.
Sorry,
I mean, this is
Walter
Darius
Dobbs.
Slay's 8th year. This is Darius Slay's 8th year in the league out of Mississippi State. That dude was a beast. I tried to get him in free agency, and just so he can get plays like that for me. But we'll see what happens here with these guys.
Let's see if we get a little Hamner action right here, and we do. But he's met right there, and he does fumble. And the Patriots have tons of runner men. I believe we still saw a fumble 6. And if you are the Patriots, you've got to be feeling pretty lucky right now. You just made a horrible pass, and now you scamper in with a fumble 6.
And he's danced on him. Oh my!
And I believe that was Pinky. So
listen, I'm looking for all kind of stuff. We're fighting in the locker room. Don't you dance on me, okay? Go ahead and score and give the ball up.
What's your thoughts on celebrating right there and taunting? Do you like to do that, or do you approve of that, or what's your thoughts on that?
Not on a fumble 6, not on a pick 6 unless it's for the game. I mean, that was a little excessive. He started a little further than he should have when it came to the dance.
Well, if you look at the stats there, I mean, Pinckney's had a great season. He's had 6 interceptions, and he's had a touchdown. So you add that fumble 6 right there, he just recovered, and now he's had 2 defensive touchdowns on the year to go with his 6 interceptions. Is he a possible Defensive Player of the Year candidate?
Absolutely. This guy can play. I mean, he's one of these dudes he's one of the bright spots on this team. And if this team really wants to be successful, he got to keep playing.
All right, little wildcat action there with Hamner in the backfield. And once again, I don't like the reads that the Jets are making. And they lose.
What are they doing
yards.
with Hamner? What are they doing? That's terrible play calling for him. Not off the fumble. Get him in space. I mean, I understand. Just work something. That wasn't the one.
I like the decision to give the ball back to Hamner, but not necessarily in Wildcat. I mean, he just had a fumble, so give him the ball real quick, try to build that confidence back up in him, but not in the form of Wildcat. So here we got Tyrod in the backfield, shotgun.
Definitely not.
It is a nice pass play. Let's see what he's going to look for. He does flip across the middle.
Watch for Lee.
But once again, another errant pass to Lee. That could have been due to a little bit of pressure, though, so we're going to give Tyrod a little bit of a pass.
And they won't play Cousins? And they won't play Cousins because he's got a noodle arm. You kidding me? This is crazy. Get that man in the game.
Right now a noodle arm is better than Tyrod Taylor's arm, and you don't need to throw it deep. Get Cousins out there, dink and dunk, move the ball, and make something happen. Because right now it's looking ugly. Tyrod Taylor drops back. He's trying to make some reads, getting not a lot of separation. He's got one wide receiver deep down the middle of the field. He does go for him.
Tyrod holds the ball too long.
And Dunn cannot make things happen. Once again, I think the read was there, but it was a little bit late.
Yeah, and it wasn't the best pass. You know, Tyrod pretty much threw it to the defense. The defense had any hands about him, they'd have took that back too.
Yeah, I believe that's the third or fourth possible interception we've seen this game, and it's not looking too pretty if you're the Jets. You got to figure something out, and I don't think Tyrod Taylor's your solution. Let's see if Cooks can make some magic happen with that good speed, and he runs right into his own guy, and I'm not sure what that even was.
Oh, man.
But all in all,
this is breathtaking.
The Patriots do have the lead. They do have great field possession. I'm sorry. And we're in the fourth quarter. So if you're the Patriots, you've at least got to be feeling good about yourself right now.
Absolutely. The Patriots can at least run the ball. They at least may give Derrick Henry a couple touches or Tremaine Hickman. We'll see what we here. I would try to run some clock, get this win, maybe get a couple plays here and there down the field, because they just don't seem to know what they're doing out there right now.
All right, we got wide receiver motion on the right, and it is a fake handoff to Henry. And Dobbs gets a little pressure there, scrambles out to the left. He's got plenty of run room. Nice block right there by number 18. And
Dobbs
all the way up to the 38-yard line. And right now, Dobbs, 4 rushes for 53 yards. And he's looking like the real deal right now out there on the field.
Listen, Walter is a monster. They love him out here. This dude is going to be a star in New England. He's a different type of quarterback. He's not Tom Brady, but he's definitely the guy who can lead you some wins if you put some talent around him.
And he's not really a big guy, so you gotta use the tools you have. Hand off to Henry right there, and Henry just refuses to go down, falls forward just a little bit down to the 34-yard line. And we got a 2nd and 6, and the Patriots are doing what they need to be doing. They're moving the ball, they're chewing that clock, and they're keeping the ball out of the Jets' hands late in the game.
The Jets have no answers. The Jets have absolutely no answers. Their corners are getting beat off the ball. Their defensive tackle.
All right, tight end was in motion there. Hand off to Henry, who's got some room up the middle, but makes the wrong choice and decides to take it outside and is hit at the 33 for a gain of 1. So we're looking at the 3rd and 5.
What is it with the outside run right now? Why is no one trying to run inside? He had a gaping hole right there.
Now, you could have drove a truck to the middle of that line, and instead you try to truck through 2 guys to get outside. And it's just not a smart choice right there if you're Derrick Henry. So coming out, looks like we've got 2 wide receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. A little quick audible right there, and Cooks is out there by himself on that left side. And I think we might see a pass to Cooks right here.
Yeah, I hope so.
He's taking his time, reading the field, letting that play clock chew down right now, which is a smart move. And they don't like what they see, so a timeout is called by the Patriots.
See, Walter Dobbs was the number 1 pick 2 seasons ago. This guy has literally shown that he's capable of being a really good quarterback at times. This is the time where Dobbs can actually show that he can put a team to bed, okay? They're 1-9 on the season, but they're only coming in off 1 loss. So they've won 1 game in their last 2. This might be the 2nd one of the season if they keep this up.
It's definitely looking promising, because right now it kind of looks like the Jets didn't show up for the game today, at least not mentally. Here we are, Dobbs back in the backfield all by himself. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end out to the left, and we're definitely seeing a pass here. Or QB draw.
Absolutely.
It is a pass. Dobbs steps back, and he does hit Cooks right there on that slant route down to the 23-yard line. And we've got a 1st and 10 from the 23. If you look at that stat line right there by Dobbs, he's been very impressive in my opinion this game, but he only has 91 yards and an interception. So stat-wise,
he's game managing right now.
Not impressive, but he's managing this game, and he's using what he has, which is his legs, and he is extending these plays.
Walter Dobbs is one of these guys who could end up having more rushing yards than passing yards in the game. That's just how dynamic he is as a quarterback. This team has literally put him in a...
All right, we've got a little trickery right there with Brandon Cooks, who jukes one guy, but is brought down for a fairly decent 5-yard loss. And now you face a 2nd and 15. And I don't like the trickery right there if you're the Patriots. I think you need to avoid those trick plays, and you need to focus more on moving downfield.
You got to move the ball downfield. You just got to. You got to either run it up the middle and surprise them because everybody's been running to the outside, or do something different than that.
All right, so we got 2nd and 15. Dobbs is being smart, letting that clock chew down just a little bit. Makes a quick adjustment right there. He's going to send Cooks over to the left side of the field in that bunch formation. 4 seconds on the play clock. 3 seconds, 2 seconds.
I love that bunch formation.
And he just barely gets it off. He does have his big old...
Watch him.
Wow. Big old tight end out there on the left. That guy might have been slower than Rudolph. I'm not sure. But it's a completion.
Was that?
That was Van Noy.
That is slow. That's the slowest tight end I've seen in all Madden. To be honest, hey, the Patriots have Julius Thomas. They've got Cooper Kupp. They've got a lot of weapons that they don't use, and I want to see them use more.
Right, and here we are with a 3rd and 9. And if you're the Patriots, you got to try to be smarter about this because they basically. Oh my gosh. There's that pass right there.
What is going on, Walter Dobbs?
Makes the perfect read.
Cam Chancellor's slower than those tight ends, so they should catch him. Is
Dobbs going to catch him? And
oh, my goodness.
At the 4-5 yard line. And Cam Chancellor, he may be football smart, but he is slow right now. Just caught by the quarterback.
Cam Chancellor looks like the defensive tackle out there. This is terrible. How slow can he get?
Yeah, it's the lack of speed that I have seen this game it's somewhat depressing. So here we are, 1st and goal from the 5. I feel like we're just in this situation.
They have to run it.
Jets hand it off to Hamner, who's got plenty of run room, but is stopped just short at the 1 yard line. And I like the choice to hand it to Hamner. Exactly. I like the choice to hand it to Hamner. Do it again. You only need 1 yard. Hamner's going to get that 1 yard for you, as long as you're smart about it.
Jump in the goal line, power that thing in, let Hamner get his touchdown, and just and walk away with a small victory here. I mean, if you tie the game, who knows what happens with the Patriots? Maybe they crumble.
Well, if you're the Patriots coach or whoever's calling plays on that sideline, you're pissed at yourself. I mean, 17-10 in your red zone, and you call a pass. And we do have a fullback dive that's taken into the end zone, which pending this
there.
Point after ties the game. So you just went from, if you're the Patriots, you just went from having the game in hand to a tie ball game and possibly looking at overtime unless you can make something happen in the final 2 minutes.
Man, that was a battle too. I mean, Sue and them boys was up there, and they really tried to fight and keep those guys out of there. But the Jets, they had the formation, they had the run, they had the play, and it worked for them. I want to see how the Patriots respond here. Are they going to come out and they're going to get the ball to Cooks, or is this the time that Cooks is going to just fade away? We're not even going to know he's on the field again.
Cooks is going to catch it there at the 3, and he does have some room to run, and he's got some speed. So let's see if Cooks will make some magic happen. Does run into his own guys and only manages to get up to the 31-yard line. But Patriots do have 2 timeouts, and they do have 69 yards to go. So, actually, they only need to get in field goal range. So you're only looking at about, 40, 45 yards before you can get in that field goal range, maybe? Maybe a little less.
Do you trust their kicker, though? I haven't seen their kicker in action. I don't know if they shouldn't throw the ball too often here. This is what's killing me. I think Walter Dobbs throws a pick.
All right, a little screen pass. Flips it over to Henry, which I don't like the choice to have Henry out there on the screen, but it's working out for him. He got some run room all the way across midfield.
Whoa!
Tries the little truck there.
He's in the range.
45-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Patriots.
Now, this is another time where Jug says, know your personnel. Why don't you have your change of pace back in there? You know what? He would have probably took that to the house. You got to know what you're doing out there with your guys. Screenplay with your slow guy? Come on, man.
We saw a number of good games earlier today.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Hickman, he actually is not faster, but he's more elusive and he's more agile than Henry. And right here we do see Hickman, who's got a wide open lane in the middle. And can he make one guy miss? He can, but is brought down from behind the 22-yard line. And we have 1st and 10
shift team
for the Patriots at the 22. And if you're the Jets right now, you got to call a timeout. And they do after letting 5 or 6 seconds run off the clock.
That man reminded me of everybody's favorite crossover. over from James Harden. He had him. He had his whole hips out the way. Like that man. That man did some salsa move on him right there. That was nice.
Well, if you're the Patriots, you are in the driver's seat. But you were just in the driver's seat a minute and a half ago, and you blew it. So make smart reads right here. Going to come out in I form.
The question is, can they lose the game twice?
Exactly. The ball is handed off to Derrick Henry for no gain. In fact, he loses 3 yards. And timeout is called. We see a 2nd and 13. If you are the Patriots, you need to turn that conservative play calling on, conservative carrying. You need to make sure you don't fumble. You know, honestly, in this situation, 2nd and 13, run the ball, make them waste their last timeout, and just be smart.
I can't wait to see what these teams land on your power rankings.
It'll be interesting for sure. Derrick Henry does truck one guy, falls forward a little bit for about 2 yards. The Jets use their last timeout. We have a 3rd and 11. If you're the Patriots right here, you come out and take a knee.
You know what? I might. I don't really trust the team ball handling skills right now. The team doesn't look like they really control the ball well. I may take that or just a up the gut run.
Yeah, I mean, definitely nothing crazy here. I mean, at best or at worst, hand it to Henry at the middle, and that's what they do, a little counter run. He's got nowhere to go, doesn't fumble. That clock's going to run down to about 22 seconds, and we're going to see a field goal attempt. So the Jets have no timeouts.
If they make this,
go ahead.
I don't know if I have faith in the end zone though, because obviously they're 1-9. They're not known for closing out games, but we'll see. I definitely didn't pick them to win.
You know, it's not too late for the Patriots to choke. I'll say that much. But they can let this clock run down, call a timeout, kick a field goal, and they can come away with a big division win right here that, honestly, they don't need the win. It doesn't do them any good. But it really puts the Jets in a bad place if they're trying to make those playoffs.
I think it does them good because you know what? They just punched these men in the mouth on their home field, and they're letting them know, hey, I know we're at the bottom of the division today. Oh, it's a totally different day. Next season, totally different season. We're coming for the crown. Field goal, they gotta watch out in the AFC East.
Up and good, and the Patriots do take a 20-17 lead. 19 seconds left. Jets have no timeouts. I'm not going to say it's over, but we're going to have to see a little bit of...
I mean, the fat lady's ready. She's ready.
Yeah. We're going to see a little bit of Grid Live magic if the Jets plan on winning something today.
Listen, the Jets' offense is in Tyrod Taylor's hands, okay? They used to say Carr was overrated in the NBL. You know what we're going to say? Tyrod Taylor's just not rated, okay? He's got to go. He should be in the free agent pool somewhere. This guy is not a quarterback on the level that they need for this win.
All right, so you got to look at your playmakers right here. You got Mike Williams out to the right, Hamner in the backfield. You got to think that we're going to see something. Hamner stays in the block. Tyrod's rolling out left. He's got nobody, wasting time. 14 seconds, running out, and just dives out of bounds.
This is ridiculous.
Managed just to get 2 yards, but you know you're going to see a prevent defense right there. So trying to look deep is not smart. That's one of those situations where you need to have an underneath route underneath that coverage, catch it for 15, 20, maybe 25 yards, and get out of bounds. But now you just wasted.
He leaves us up with one option. That's Mike Will. Right. Mike Will's going to go over the top. That's the only guy that can do that.
Yeah, and he had him on an out route. So he wasted 6 seconds, gained 2 yards. If you're the Jets right now, just try to go out on a positive note. Get a completion right here. That's what you need to do if you're Tyrod Taylor. You're not winning this game, but get a completion. Hammer in the backfield.
Here it comes.
Tyrod does step back. He's got some wide open guys, and instead he waits way too long.
Lee was open. Oh, my goodness.
Ball is knocked down.
Oh, my goodness.
And that stat line speaks for itself. 7 for 14, 50% completion, which honestly, that's better than what I thought it was. Tyrod Taylor does not need to be the New York Jets starter. Doesn't need to be next game. Doesn't need to be any more this season. He needs to be gone.
He's got to go. He's got to go.
We got Hamner and Rudolph there in the backfield, and right now they're just playing for the heck of it. He's got that post route across the middle that he was looking for. Not open, so he just scrambles and scrambles. Flips it. He does actually have Lee open downfield.
Wow.
But Lee cannot hold on to it.
Drop it like it's hot. You're not on the hands team, buddy.
You know, like I said, I would have liked to have seen a positive note to end that game, and that was 3 not positive notes. So if you're the Jets, you got to be very disappointed with your team, your play calling, and honestly, your coaching staff in general.
Everything.
Yeah,
everything.
exactly.
Who's your player of the game this game? This is so hard. Like, is it Walter Dobbs?
Honestly, I do got to say Dobbs just because he didn't do anything impressive, but he managed the game and he extended the plays with his legs. And, you know, that's what you got to do. If you don't have the best passing skills, at least have the football IQ and the ability to extend plays, which he does with his legs. So I'm going to give it to Dobbs.
Absolutely. And I got to give both teams a good game. You know, they came out here, they tried hard. I'm saying the Patriots, they did what they had to do. They came out here and got the W. You know, but that's how it is.
Yeah. So far, this week 12 has been a pretty crazy week. And if you look at that, or look into the post game stats, I mean, you're looking at 91 passing yards for the Jets, 34 rushing yards for the Jets. That's 100. That is 125 yards of total offense if you're the Jets. That is just god awful. And
that is the worst stat line I've seen in so long. They need to rebuild the offense. The defense is there. They're slow, but they're there. You need to rebuild the offense starting at quarterback. Tyrod gotta go.
Yeah, starting at quarterback, you got Hamner. He's great. You got Mike Williams. You got Marquise Lee. Tight end's a little on the slow side and the weak side, but hey, at least he was getting open and making some positive choices there. But quarterback's definitely got to be your focus. Luckily for the Jets, this is a very QB-heavy draft.
Absolutely.
Well, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap that up for Grid Live this week. I appreciate everyone for dropping in and watching and listening. You got any positive words to leave them with for the week there, Jug?
Man, no positivity. I'm going to leave it with negativity. We're going to say shout out to all those against the winning team. I picked against the winning team. That's mud in our face. Grid squad. I'm out.
All right. Well, this is Andrew. That's Jugs. We'll see you guys next week for Grid Live.